Assemblyman, what did you think of the governor's State of the State address?
You know, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm always concerned out on Long Island about property tax relief. He didn't say much at all about Long Island other than some money for possibly the Ronkonkoma hub, which is out of my district. But generally speaking, regarding the property tax relief, I do like the idea of what we would describe as the circuit breaker, that people who are income eligible, if their property taxes exceed 6% of their income, then they will be provided a tax credit, which is a good thing. The only wrinkle is this, that the current level is set at $250,000. Not many people, but to give an easier example actually, $100,000 income means you need to have property taxes over 6%. Not many people, although our taxes are exorbitant on Long Island, not many people with that salary are going to own a home that has that type of an extremely high tax rate. So the budget numbers were, or the governor's numbers were, about 350,000 homes on Long Island would be affected. I don't know if that's an accurate number. I hope it's more. I hope to work with my colleagues and work across the aisle to try and make sure that we have many more Long Islanders able to take advantage of that circuit breaker program, because that is what this is all about. Some of the other comments the governor made, raising the minimum wage, he talks out of one side of his mouth and says that it's a great idea to help businesses, that he wants to fund more Startup New York and wants to help upstate businesses, yet he then again wants to raise the minimum wage. I'm not really sure that is the right way to do it, because minimum wage jobs are not intended for necessarily that you don't work at McDonald's and then ultimately own a home. That's usually a starter job. You're not a stock boy in a business making minimum wage, and you're in a position to own a home at that point in your life. Unfortunately, that's not necessarily reality. So that I have some concern over. The education comments. I have mentioned this directly to many members in the teaching community, that when they are not policing themselves in these failing schools, something drastic is going to happen. And quite frankly, it's a drastic and bold plan by the governor to try and rein these costs in and to do what's best for our children, to deal with the failing schools. They're not in my district. That's the issue. From a statewide standpoint, my obligation is certainly to the taxpayers as a whole in New York State, and it's not necessarily applicable to my district so much, but to just continue to jam the Common Core down our throat and to continue along the path that we are going is not a good idea. I think we need to make some drastic changes, number one, in the curriculum, most importantly, and then we do need to do something to try and right the ship for those failing schools. So I look forward to the negotiation process, and it's going to be an exciting year, so I'm ready to go.